Today we're back in Frontier City and we are joining a new business today. That business happens to be a logistics company. So check it out here, guys. We've got a pretty cool lineup of trucks, but we've also got this thing called containers. And what we're going to be doing with these containers is we're going to be putting luxury cars in them because they're going to be shipped overseas to a different country since they were sold. So we're going to be doing transport for Clever Motors. Clever Motors is the car dealership, the luxury car dealership down the street. So it's pretty cool. And check out this thing. This is like the forklift for container ships. It lifts it up. It's got this cool like pin system. It connects to it, lifts it up in the air. It can swing it around. It's really cool. Let me give you guys a demonstration here. All right, let's fire this bad boy up. So we've got a lot of different controls here. As you can see, we've got the swing controls. We got the whole joystick. And every single button has a different component. So, I don't know what that thing does. I think that's the camera. Oh, there we go. We're reconnected here. So, we got a view of the container. When we're lifting it up here, we've got a cool view. It, 360 rotates and everything. So, that's awesome to have. So, we know where we're going to be connecting. And it also is perfect so that we don't accidentally hit anything with this giant container. Because we got to be very careful with it. We're going to be transporting some $1 million cars here. So, what we got to do first, we got to lift up the container on top, and then we got to get that one down because we have 4 vehicles to transport today. So let's figure out a way to get this container off. As you can see, there's no way I'm going to be able to approach from the side unless I've got this cool tool. Here we go. Lift it up. Ready? That's step 1. Rotate it, boys. Check it out. We have a rotate tool. Awesome, because we can lift up containers from the side now, but we just need to get alongside it, and it'll be super easy. We'll swing it over, and we'll pick the container off, and then we'll be good to set it on the ground. If you guys like seeing these cool episodes, make sure to drop a like on today's video, and don't forget to get subscribed to the channel. Okay, I found a more efficient way here. We're just going to go straight on to the other container, and then this will make it a little bit easier to clamp on, because as you can see, there's 4 attach points for this container. So as long as it lines up, we'll be good to go here. And then let's lower it down. Perfect. Okay, I think we're good. We just compression attached to it. So what that is it compresses the forks together on the container, and then it makes it easy to lift up here. So we're all attached, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to lift it up and then rotate it because we want to make it straight now. So there we go. Check that out. And then let's back up. This looks so cool. And there we go. We've got a couple of other options too. You can also like level the thing out like that. Check it out. Might as well show you. And then check this thing out right here. I can move the cab all the way forward facing so I can see the container, or back in this position. So I'd rather have it in here for operating position. Makes it a little bit easier to see the container here. So, all right, we finally got this one down. Let's go set it on the ground. And then we're going to go grab the vehicles, bring them on over. I think we got a couple Ferraris on the list. There is also a Lamborghini. All right, there we go. Let's back up. Here we are. Perfect. Okay, so now we're done with getting that container down. There's a lot of processes that go on here. The next thing up, we're going to go grab the cars. We get to drive them all over, have some fun. 2 are Ferraris. I think they're the exact same. And the nice thing is the dealership's like literally right down the street. So very, very short walk here. We're already here. Clever Motors. Be clever. Choose clever. All right, bet. Best prices. And then they buy vehicles too. But the cars should be pulled out. Keys are in them too. So we've got also a McLaren. Okay, that was the 3rd vehicle that I was talking about. McLaren. Is that a P1? That's actually a pretty rare type of vehicle here. That's awesome. I've never seen a car like this before in person. But, all right, we got the Lamborghini here. These are all customized for customers overseas. And this thing looks like a Spider-Man car. As you can see, it's like the Spider-Man themed colors. I'm not a big fan of the wheels, but it does look cool. All right, let's fire this bad boy up. We're running, and let's move it. We're on a tight time schedule. The truck driver should be here in 2 hours. So we got 2 hours to load the containers and get them ready to load on the back of a truck. And whoa, we also cannot crash the cars. They need to be loaded in the container without any damages, or else, we're going to be held liable here. So, all right, let's back it into the first container. This will make it easy. I think the width should be good on this bad boy. Yep, there we go. All right, a little bit more. We should be good. Yeah, it looks good. Let's throw a strap down on the vehicle, and then we can close the doors up as soon as we attach to them. It's kind of a cool system, and once this attaches to the top of it, it allows the doors to close like on its own. It's kind of cool. I'll show you guys when we lift it up to load it on the trailer, but we're going to go grab the Ferraris, and we'll test drive those and see what they're like. Okay, this is the Batman mobile. I feel like we're going with a bunch of supercars that are themed after, heroes and, villains, Batman. So this is kind of weird, but I don't know. This thing is pretty cool looking. It's all matte black. It's PPF, meaning it's got the paint protection film on it, and it's awesome. I like the look of it. It's super stealthy. We're going to back this one in the middle one. We all have these assigned to certain container numbers, so they got to be in the correct ones, or else the ship container yard will not know where it's going. So, yeah, we got to make sure that's in the right one. Okay, yeah, the Ferraris have to be loaded a certain way due to the width on these vehicles. Yeah, we got it to work, though. Let's throw a strap down and this thing will be shipping approved here. Check that out. All right, that strap will certify it. Let's go grab the next Ferrari. We'll load that in and then we can drive back that McLaren and see what that thing's like. Alrighty, we're in the McLaren finally. We got the other Ferrari back. This one should be okay on the width and it should fit in the container normally. And also there's no bigger containers because on these ships they have to be aligned perfectly. There's no upsizing in a container as far for this shipload. So it's kind of, you know, you got to go by the standards or else your car's not going to get overseas. So you got to kind of go with what they've got. And doing this is what we have to do for the Ferrari. So it worked, but let's see if the McLaren will fit in. I don't know. This thing's pretty wide. It's going to be quite the gamble here. Okay, I was mistaken. The McLaren does not fit, and all three vehicles are on their side. They're strapped down. They're ready to go, and this is the only vehicle that fits in normally, so it's kind of crazy. But the semi-truck driver, I heard him. He was around the street, I think, so he's going to be pulling up shortly. We'll get these containers loaded up. There's actually 2 different drivers today, so 2 containers for each truck. So we got 2 different people to drop off the containers, and yeah, we'll be good. So I'll wait for the semi-driver, and when he gets here, guys, I'll check back in, and we'll show you the loading process. Okay, the drivers arrived. They've backed in. Trailer's all set. So we're going to go ahead and load the Lamborghini and then the McLaren. So the Ferraris are going to be on the same load, the second one. And then these ones are all going to be together right here. So let's go ahead and check the camera, make sure everything attaches correctly. We've got to back up just a tad, rotate it. Now drop it down and we'll be able to attach here. All right, looks good. Now watch this. This cool mechanism I was telling you about. Close the doors. There we go. Very cool. And we're ready to lift here. Go up. Perfect. And then let's back this thing over to the trailer. Sweet, sweet. Titan containers. These things are heavy duty, man. I'm telling you. All right, looks good. And then we can adjust it here. Let's see. We'll straighten it out. It's going to be tight of a load. As you can see, it's just barely going to fit on the trailer. So let's get it just perfect here for the driver so he doesn't have any problems going down the road. Right there. Looks good. All right, boys. We're going to bring it down in 3, 2, 1. Bringing it down. Looks centered to me. Okay. And detach. Perfect. And then lift up the forklift. We'll call it the forklift for now. But that looks good. Now we just got to strap it down for this one. We've got chain straps to hold this thing in place because it's very heavy. So that's the first one. And then the second one, like I said, McLaren. So let's go ahead and get this loaded up fast so this driver can get out of here for us. There we go. Swing it around. This is fun to drive. I mean, check out the interior. Let's try driving it from inside. First person view, because why not? Here we go. Drop it down. Rotate this way. And looks good. It's kind of hard. I got to look at the camera. There we are. All right. It needs to be centered out. Drop it down. Centered out. Back up. Reverse. Reverse. There we go. Hold on. I almost have it lined up. Okay. And we're good. Lift it. Here we go. Up, up, and away. All right. Let's get the doors in. Perfect. Let's back this thing up. So this is going to be a little bit more crazy because we're going on the second story. Because, you know, it's going to be stacked on top of the other container there. So what we got to do is we got to lift this thing up to max height. We're still not even clearing it at that point. Oh, there we go. Okay, now this is actually crazy. With this thing fully extended, it's still not going to tip over. It's kind of crazy. It's starting to. Oh, that's heavy. But I don't think it will. That forklift on the ground is pretty heavy, and it's got good hydraulics to hold it up. So, all right, we look centered here. We don't need this much of extension, so we're going to bring it back down and then lower it here. Bring it back down. All right, I think that looks good right about there. Let's go ahead. We got to tilt it forward. Remember I showed you that tilting mechanism right there? And then let's drop it. Here we go. And let's go ahead, detach here. Perfect. Let's back up. I think that's centered perfectly, too. We're going to throw the cable over top, though. All right, this thing should be intact. This driver's ready to go. Hey, get him moving. Get out of here. I got another driver. That's one way of doing it. Okay, and my second driver's here, and dude really brought a pickup truck, so hopefully it can tow it, but we do have to load him up because we already paid for him, so he's got to be transporting these things all the way down to the shipyard for us, so either way, that thing better move these containers. These are heavy, though. I mean, each container is 5,000 pounds, plus the car itself, so it's possible. He's going to be pushing close to 30K, which might be his towing capacity. I'm not sure. But it's going to be pretty crazy for his truck. So let's get this lined up. We got the both Ferraris here. All right, drop it down. We can actually bring the extension in. We don't need that anymore. That was only because we were loading the second. Well, we'll need it for the second level of this one. But all right, you get the point. And there we go. Drop it down. Perfect. Let's bring the doors in. Lift it up. Oh, this is sweet. Can't see. Let's lift it up. There we go. All right. So now this is awesome. I actually could do this every time for a video. I mean, container yard stuff is always fun, and maybe we'll go down to the shipyard. If you guys want to see that, drop a like. We'll do the shipyard stuff. They gotta load it onto the ship too with these type of trucks, and then the cranes. It's kind of a whole process. It's kind of be a cool series if we were to make it into one. So let me know down below. But all right, we got the first one here. This actually is a official trailer for containers. So the other one was a low loader trailer, but you know, that works good too. But this one's actually gonna set perfectly on in terms of like length and width of the trailer. So let's drop it down. Make sure you have to rotate it forward here. There we go. And drop it down. All right, back up here. Perfect. And then we actually have to attach it here for them on these pinpoints. All right, and looks good. Latch it there. As you can see, we got a small little latch. We just rotate that as soon as it's centered perfectly. If it's not centered perfectly, yeah, you're not going to get it to work. So it's got to be perfect operation here. As you can see, the pin is perfect. So this will hold the container yard. And then let's get the second Ferrari, load this thing up on top. And then that's going to be the same system here. Similar latch system. So, all right. I'm getting pretty quick at this here. Let's lift it up. Close the doors. This is awesome. I can't see. Lift it up. Come on. Oh, my gosh. I think oh, yeah, geez. I lifted this thing up all the way. We're going to need the extension a little bit, though. We kind of overused it last time, but this should be enough height. There we go. It's really cool how these things don't tip over, but this is a heavy-duty crane for sure. All right, and then rotate it, or level it out, I should say. And we actually have to rotate it this time, and then we can drop it down officially. Okay, looks good right there, boys. Let's get rid of it. And then we got to climb up the... Oh, all right, it did itself. That's pretty cool. All right, so this guy's all ready to go. Get out of my yard. Out of here, man. And that officially closes it out. It's kind of funny. We yell at the drivers every time, but, you know, all fun and games. Guys, welcome to the new warehouse. If you want to see us come back and do more business here, remember, comment down below your favorite part. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.